Angeline Ong, and welcome to your look ahead to Thursday, the 30th of November. Now, we start in Japan, where we have both retail sales figures and also industrial output. Now, what will be key is what happens with the dollar versus the yen, because looking at this cross here, we have seen the dollar versus the yen rebound from new multi-month lows at around 14668, hitting 14782 or thereabouts, and then coming back down again, sparked by comments from a Bank of Japan board member. Now, Bank of Japan's Adachi, who is considered among the board members with a dovish stance, said it was still premature to debate an exit from negative interest rates. But don't forget, every cross, that's why it's called a cross, does have two sides to the story. And also the US dollar has been weakened recently due to these expectations that we could see an interest rate cut as soon as March. We've also got numbers out of China. This is the manufacturing and services PMI, quite key given it's a pretty quiet week, and we haven't yet heard from Fed Chair Jerome Powell later in the week. So this might be an impetus for the markets to get going, especially if we get a better than expected number. From Germany, watch out for retail sales. That will be key in terms of an indication as to what consumption is doing over there. It has been quite weak recently. Unemployment rate there has been quite low, it has to be said. The euro briefly crossing 110 for the first time since August on Tuesday. This is against the dollar. But then paired gains and is now trading at around 10.98.7. So quite a change there. Inflation data from Germany showed that price growth slowed to 2.3% year on year in November from 3% in October. The other key thing to watch out for is out of France, where we have business confidence numbers and Q3 GDP growth rate details as well. And from Canada, look out for a similar reading in terms of its Q3 GDP growth. And from the US, we have the Core PCE price index, a gauge watched by the Fed. So that will be important during the US session. We've also got personal income and spending, initial jobless claims, and pending home sales. But as I mentioned earlier, it'll be what Jerome Powell says on Friday. And of course, that OPEC Plus meeting, which was delayed till this Thursday, that will also be important in terms of how the market pivots. OPEC Plus, as you know, is expected, let's just pull up oil prices for you. Here's US crude, expected to announce deepening oil production cuts. This is despite its policy meeting being delayed and amid a quota disagreement between some producers. This is according to an OPEC Plus source earlier in the week. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not we could have even deeper supply cuts into the next year to support prices. We have several results left. Mulberry out with first half numbers along with Dr. Martens. Mulberry is one of the luxury players that has seen its demand drop off as consumers start to become a bit more wary. Out of the US, it's going to be Dell Technologies out with third quarter numbers. Kroger and Salesforce handing in their report cards as well. Dell expected to report a 7% rise in revenues to around $23 billion from $24.7 billion a year ago. This is according to the mean estimate from 12 analysts based on LSEG data. Well, that's it for now. For more market moving news, I'll be back on Beat the Street at 13:30 London time to give you a heads up to the US trading day. And my colleague IG's Jeremy Naylor will be doing the same at 7:30 on early morning call to give you a heads up to the European trading session. Until then, follow me on Twitter at Angeline Ong. This is IGTV.